everybody, and welcome back to Base Camp. On this session 5 in our series on the Apostles' Creed, we are going to be talking about the line in the Creed that says, "and suffered under Pontius Pilate." The suffering that Jesus endured was unlike anything that we could understand. And it didn't just start after he was arrested. It actually started in the garden after the Last Supper. It talks in the Bible about how Jesus sweated blood. This is an actual medical condition, and it's called steatosis. This comes from severe psychological stress, which literally causes the body to release a chemical that destroys the capillaries in your sweat glands. So someone will sweat when they do sweat, they will sweat a little tiny bit of blood along with the sweat. It's a very rare condition, but it is an actual medical condition. This is actually possible. And not only would it make you sweat blood, but it would make your skin really frail and fragile and very sensitive. So everything that happened after the next 48 hours would have been tremendously painful, even more so than normal. After Jesus was arrested, he was scourged. Now, most people think that this is like just being whipped, and it's not. The whips that they used would have had little balls of metal and bone fragments woven into them, so it literally tore somebody up. The depiction in The Passion of the Christ, Mel Gibson's movie, was pretty darn accurate in that regard. Many people would have died during this process and never would have even made it to the crucifixion itself. This was also very shameful. There was more to it than just the physical aspects of it. There was a great deal of shame and mockery that went on. Jesus was mocked by the soldiers after his scourging. The whole process was meant to be as demeaning as possible. Pontius Pilate really didn't want to kill Jesus. He stated 3 times in Luke chapter 23 that that Jesus was innocent. The first time was in Luke 23:4. Starting in verse 3, "So Pilate asked him, 'Are you the king of the Jews?' Jesus replied, 'Yes, it is as you say.' Pilate turned to the leading priests and to the crowd and said, 'I find nothing wrong with this man.'" And then again, if you look in verse 14 through 17, "And he announced his verdict. 'You brought this man to me, accusing him of leading a revolt. I have examined him thoroughly, and on this point in your presence, and found him innocent.' Herod came to the same conclusion and sent him back to us. Nothing this man has done calls for the death penalty. So I will have him flogged, but then I will release him." And then again, Pilate tries to release him in verse 22. For the 3rd time he demanded, "Why? What crime has he committed? I found no reason to sentence him to death. I will therefore have him flogged and let him go." So Pilate really did not want to crucify Jesus, but yet he gave in to the demands of the crowd. He was just trying to keep the peace, as he saw it. And we will be talking about the crucifixion and death of Jesus next time. We'll see you next time, and God bless.